Classic Orgone Accumulator built in the 50s from Reich's design.
Inside the thickness of this wall are the layers of the cotton and steel wool. And what 3 layers means is that this outside fiberboard, and then the first layer of steel wool behind it is considered 1 layer. And then there's another layer of cotton and steel wool, that's the second layer. And then there's another layer of cotton, and then the final metal layer, and that's the 3 layers. So a layer consists of a layer of cotton and a layer of metal, and organic and metallic equals 1 layer.
In this one, not only do you get the thermic quality of the heat streaming in off the wall, but you can also hear electrostatic sparking in the steel wool. Sitting here for 15 minutes and tell me what they think, and they all say they hear this popping noise or cracking or snapping.
4 feet and then about 6 feet tall, and we could close it up and seal it completely against light coming in from the outside, and within about 5 or 10 minutes, even if 2 people were inside of it, you could see each other, and you could see each other even with your eyes closed, meaning the life force acted like a self-luminescing, and you've got all kinds of visual effects that acted directly on your optic nerve, even if with your eyelids closed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's totally amazing. And you could see this blue-gray fog drifting through the accumulator, just like Reich says in his books. Yellow flashes. I've seen all that stuff.
And also putting the shooter in here, using it as a seat, that increases, the shooter's a 5-fold, I believe.
Yeah.
Which makes it 8-fold in here, and then you can like charge up certain areas of the body. Very important thing to point out here, and I don't think we can stress it strongly enough, is you don't use these things around electrical appliances.
You don't ever use one of these things with a television pointed at it or underneath fluorescent fixtures or near
there, the good side or the bad side.
Right. This is just accumulating what's ever around, and
that's why we recommend that you find a river with some rocks in the middle, and you come down and you set up down here like we did, because this is the best place in the world to do it.
I stopped telling people about this stuff because it's pretty dangerous to build these things in the cities. Because you're around a lot of high voltage and things like that, and so many houses now have radioactive sources in them in the ionizing style of smoke detector. Life force moves in what Reich called the spinning waves, and that is kind of a spiral movement of the energy. And when a spiral movement comes up against a corner like this, it kind of denatures it. It can't move in its natural spiral. So what happens in an accumulator like this is that the energy starts denaturing and moves in quality towards DOR. So what we started doing is we started building cylindrical accumulators, just a cylinder with open ends with lots of layering around that, and then when you get into that, the energy doesn't denature, and what you can do is you can set up just a metal core that's a cylinder, and then build up some blankets like this that are organic all the way on the outside. And then when you want an accumulator, you can lay these blankets down on top of the metal core and give yourself an accumulator when you want it. And then when you're done with it, you can take the blankets off.
But don't take our word for it. Get it and try it.
Try it yourself. That's right.
Yeah, because I didn't take anybody's word for it. I tried it.
Me too.
I will go feel the charge coming in off it. But you can see where it's clearly organic wool on one side and the other side is metal, and there's a couple layers in there.
It's a steel screen.
Now, one of the disadvantages to this one is it's always on.
There's a charge on this iron section here, because this is pure cotton and pure steel wool in this, and it's organic on all sides, which means that unless you wrap it around something like your body, it's not accumulating anything, because there's no final metal layer for the charge to build up on.
I can feel it coming in right away immediately.
Yeah, the thermal effects, this must be at least 4 or 5 layers because of the thickness of it.
Yeah, best one I have in my collection.
This is very similar to the kind that I have built for myself in my research. It's the simplest thing to do is just to go to a fabric store and buy some cotton batting that you'd put into a quilt and steel wool pads that you can just unroll. A 100% cotton pillowcase, and you just lay out layers of cotton and steel wool, cotton and steel wool, cotton and steel wool, and you just put it in the pillowcase.